Married at First Sight, the after party. This is the after party after season 14, episode 4. And at the after party was Alyssa, Olajuwon, and Mark the Shark. And to be honest with y'all, Olajuwon spilled all the tea for the whole night. He won the MVP award, so that's who I'm going to talk about. So first of all, Keisha Knight Pulliam was just basically talking to him about, hey, how did you feel about when Katina started telling you that she had an F boy around? And he was like, you know what? I like that she was being vulnerable and honest. But then he was thinking, he said, but on the other hand, it was mixed feelings because on the other hand, I was like, wait a minute, is this the kind of girl I was going home with? So everybody was chuckling about that. But he said he knew that Katina was the girl from him for him because at the wedding, I guess he said Katina walked past him talking about, "Ooh, I need a shot of whiskey." And he said, "Yep, that's my girl right there." That's so cute. But anyway, later on in the show, Elijah Wan starts, spilling the real tea of what went on that incident on the plane between himself, Katina, and Lindsay. So he tells the story that, you know what? He said Lindsay was a whore for the cameras. She loved the spotlight. And he basically said every chance she got, she was trying to get the spotlight. And he said the first time he met Lindsay, this was even prior to being on the plane, Lindsay walks up to him and says, "Hey, you look fly, but your slippers look cheap." And he was like, "What? I don't even know you. Who is this girl walking up to me talking this way?" And Martha Shark was sitting next to Lajuan on the after party, and Martha Shark just rolled his eyes, which tells me Martha Shark knew all of this, and he was not disputing anything that Olajuwon said. He was basically confirming this was the truth. So we know Olajuwon was telling the truth. But anyway, Olajuwon goes on to tell the story that when they were on the plane, before they even got into a little beef, before he even got into beef with Lindsay, the flight attendants had to keep telling Lindsay, stop yelling. They had to tell her to sit down. They had to tell her to put her mask on. And I tell you, I really wish the TSA would have kicked her off and put her on the no-fly zone. You know, but anyway, Mark the Shark was sitting there and he was basically saying he was embarrassed. It was awkward. And he was saying that basically they had just met everybody and he was trying to tell Lindsay to stop and calm down and she wouldn't calm down. So then Lindsay starts getting to this thing with Olajuwon, the whole thing over, what language to speak and, you need to speak the language of the natives. And as you know, Olajuwon and Katina were not having it. So they clapped back at her. And then you know how Lindsay does it. When they clap back, all of a sudden she can't take it. But Martha Shark was telling her, he was telling her, listen, I don't like all this conflict. I don't like all this. And if this is who you're going to be, we're not going to make it. And she just wouldn't calm down. So he basically was telling her that, saying that she's out of control. But this is the stuff her father has said. This is obviously part of the problem why she can't get along with her mother. This is a problem that everybody has talked about with Lindsay. So I don't know why anybody thinks Mark the Shark is going to be able to calm her down because she obviously doesn't listen to anyone. She marches to the beat of her own drum and she's just completely out of control. And even crazy Alyssa joined in and started talking about that when Lindsay gets in these moods or these moments, nobody can stop her. So basically, people just try to ignore her, and eventually she'll just stop, like she's a baby falling out on the floor giving a tantrum. It's so ridiculous. So anyway, Elijah goes on to tell the story that even after they got off the plane, she started screaming, talking about she wants to fight Elijah. Fight Elijah? What are you talking about, girl? Elijah says Katina walked up to her, put her finger in Lindsay's face and said, "Don't you be talking about that about my husband." And he said it wasn't caught on camera and a lot of people didn't see it, but Martha Shark said he saw it. But it was wild. The more and more we find out about Lindsay, well, we're not really finding out nothing new about Lindsay. We knew this already. It's just being confirmed. But anyway, so, the last part of the show, more tea being spilled because, of course, Keisha Knight Pulliam is asking Alyssa more and more questions about her situation with Chris. And Alyssa sticking to the same old story, adding some new lies here and there. Never really wanting to admit the whole issue was over, looks. She's talking about all kind of stuff. So she's pressing Alyssa a little bit and not really that much at all. So next thing you know, Alyssa gets up and said, "I'm not talking about this anymore." Just like I talked in my other videos, people like Alyssa only have two things they're going to do. They're either going to attack and blame somebody else or they're going to be getting up and walking away. all that gaslighting and narcissism, it all looks the same way. Anyway, once Alyssa gets up and walks away, Keisha Knight asks Olajuwon, what do you think of it? And once again, Olajuwon is the MVP. He spills the tea and says, you know what? This is all bullshit. She wasn't attracted to him from the beginning, and his corny ass friend said some bullshit to her, and she indulged in it and took it in, and she used that as her excuse and her leeway to get out of the marriage. But we all know that in the beginning, it was really that she wasn't attracted to him. Exactly, Elijah Wan. She was never attracted to him, and she didn't want to appear shallow. So she starts trying to use all these other reasons of why she didn't want to be with him. But we all know the real reasons. She's just shallow. She should have never even come on the show at all. But anyway, that's it, y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.